This is the Barbados Today evening news for Wednesday, May 31st. Thank you for joining us. I am Marie-Claire Williams. Opposition leader Mia Mottley has branded this year's budget as a de facto devaluation of the Barbados dollar. Mottley leveled the criticism in her response to the 2017-2018 budget, which was presented by Finance Minister Chris Sinclair yesterday. Sinclair announced several increased taxes, including a hike in the National Social Responsibility Levy from 2 to 10%, as well as a 2% levy on foreign exchange transactions. The measures are aimed at reducing the country's deficit and boosting foreign exchange reserves. But Mottley says Barbadians will not be better off under this budget.
And budget after budget after budget, the people of this country are asked to make further sacrifices. On the 13th of December 2013, I sat in this precinct when they announced the layoffs of the 3,000 workers. And I said to the country, we are asking people to make sacrifices without bringing them to safety. And every year, you ask Bajans to make another sacrifice. You ask the middle class in this country to make another sacrifice. You ask the civil servants in this country to make another sacrifice. You ask poor people in this country to make another sacrifice. You beg them to hold strain. You tell them about Team Barbados. You tell them that you are going to reach safety this time. You tell them you have this wonderful homegrown strategy. And 9 years later, what do they get yesterday evening? All they have to show for their sacrifice is an effective de facto devaluation of their social and economic existence, and a de facto devaluation of the Barbados dollar yesterday by these measures that have been put by the Minister of Finance.
The business community says government should focus on cutting spending instead of raising taxes in this year's budget. Finance Minister Chris Sinclair announced the austerity package yesterday. However, the president of the Barbados Private Sector Association, Charles Herbert, is describing the budget as a recessionary package.
Jobs are going to be affected. The cost of living, this is a recessionary tax, which is going to affect poor people more than it affects better off people, because they spend more of their income, and therefore more of their income is going to go in the increase in taxes. That is going to give rise ultimately to wage increases, which is going to address the cost of doing business.
And President of the Barbados Bankers Association, Donna Wellington, says the budget is a short-term pain with no long-term gain.
One of the things that was interesting to me, at least, was that none of the revenue measures were time-bound. They should have been. If we're going to have a 2% tax on foreign exchange, how long is that going to be for? There have been other measures in budgets past that were time-bound, and this one should have. We should at least have had some sense of that.
One of the revenue-generating measures announced by Finance Minister Sinclair yesterday is the planned sale of the Hilton Resort. Government anticipates an estimated $100 million from the transaction. But in his just-released 2016 report, Auditor General Lee Trotman says Needham's Point Holdings Limited owes over $6 million to government following an agreement signed in June 2005 to facilitate reconstruction of the luxury hotel. The loan carries a 2.5% interest rate on the reducing balance. According to the report, so far the company has failed to make a payment towards the outstanding principal. Trotman also says that no evidence was submitted for audit inspection to indicate that government made efforts to recover the outstanding debt. It is one of several outstanding loans totaling $983.9 million flagged in the latest Auditor General's report.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Good morning, Phillips & Company, may I help? Oh, certainly. One moment, please. Miss Phillips? Yeah? There's a lady on the line from the Nation newspaper who would like to speak with you.
The Nation? Will she go on?
Well, they're trying to sell us some ads.
Look, don't make me laugh this morning. Ads in the Nation? They're real expensive, and for what here, nobody ain't buying them papers no more. Nobody want to steal news. I hear reading Barbados Today online for free. So I tell she thanks for calling, but no thanks. We just advertising Barbados Today, families. Tell she is Barbados Today, all the way.
Okay, I'll pass on the message. Mom, are you still there? Oh, she put down.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
We're back now with news from the region. The new government in the Bahamas today presented a $4.7 billion budget to Parliament, and the package includes several revenue measures that the Hubert Minnis administration says will provide further tax relief to consumers and businesses. They include reductions in the customs and excise duty and enhanced administration and compliance in respect of major taxes. Finance Minister Peter Turnquest says government is reducing the rate of business license tax from 1.5% to 1.25% of turnover. For hotels with turnover of over $400 million, the rate will be reduced from 1.25% to 1% of turnover. And finally, U.S. President Donald Trump says he will announce soon whether the U.S. will pull out of the Paris climate deal. The statement comes as U.S. media report that sources say Trump is preparing to withdraw from the 2015 agreement. If the U.S. pulls out, it could deal a major blow to global efforts to fight climate change. Washington would also join Syria and Nicaragua as the world's only non-participants of the 195-nation accord.
U.S. President Donald Trump has decided to pull out of the Paris Climate Accord, a source telling Reuters Wednesday he will follow through on a major campaign promise.
We're going to cancel the Paris Climate Agreement.
Withdrawing the United States from a deal that almost every country in the world has signed on to. A decision likely to enrage climate change activists and comes despite the pleas of American allies. Reuters correspondent Valerie Volkovici says the decision will face major backlash.
You'll see environmental groups start to rally and try to, they'll obviously be very critical of the move. And I think what we'll see domestically is the U.S. states that are generally in support of the Paris Agreement, states like California, New York, Illinois. I think you'll start to see these states speak up and perhaps make their own commitments to meet some of the goals pledged in the Paris Agreement.
The accord signed last year by world leaders from 195 countries is the most important agreement of its kind and was seen as one of President Obama's biggest achievements. But the agreement does not fit into Trump's agenda, who once called climate change a hoax.
A lot of it's a hoax.
And that's news this evening. Remember, you can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also tune in to Mix 96.9 FM for more news. I am Mary Claire Williams. Have a good evening.